In this video, I will show you how to do the ModelSim simulation of our project. First thing you want to do is go right here onto project. Then you're going to click on it. Then click on add/remove files and project. Then you need to make sure that this IP variation file, RFID neos.qap, is not present. So you click on it and remove. Then you can also remove this file right here, RTL slash RFID neos hardware.vhd. Click on it, then remove. Then you can click on apply and OK. Next thing you want to do is go right here onto hierarchy on this drop down menu. Click right here into files. Then you're gonna right click the RFID.vhd file on the RTL folder. So RTL/RFID.vhd. Right click on it, then set a stop level entity. Then the next thing you want to do is go right here onto this file right here, RFID neos hardware.sdc, the synopsis design constraint one. Then you're gonna go right here on where it says FPGA clock 50. You're just gonna remove the 50 and FPGA, so it's just gonna show get ports clock. Then you can save this one. Then you can close it. Then once it's done, you're gonna go right here on the blue play menu, on the blue play button, and start compilation. Oh, so this is gonna start the compilation process for the ModelSim simulation. This usually takes around 2 minutes. Depends on how fast your PC is. You can see that it shows a warning for no exact pin location, but you can just ignore this one because we're not going to use any pins because we're using the ModelSim simulation. It also shows a warning right here for ignore locations, but that's okay. This is in case you want to do the hardware implementation. There is a video about it as well on the bottom below. You can see it. Then let's wait for this to finish. Fitter placements. There we go, so you can see the summary is now showing, so we're almost halfway done into the compilation. This one is usually much faster because we're not using the hardware itself. Okay, so right now we're almost done, 80%. And done, right? Yeah. So once the compilation is done, you can go right here. You need to go right here into Tools, click. Then you left click right here into Platform Designer. It's gonna open another window. Then it's initializing, it's gonna load. Once it's done, you click right here on this file, RFID neos. If you're not on the FPGA folder, so let's say, oh, I need to go into the repository, then you go right here, FPGA folder. double click it, then double click the RFID neos.qsys file. Then it's gonna open the file. You can see right here the peripherals. So on the top here on this menu, you're gonna click on generate. Then you're gonna click right here on generate test bench system. So you can mostly keep these test bench settings on default. So standard, the simulation model needs to be VHDL. It cannot be Verilog. And you can check the path right here. You can put it on another path, but we recommend keeping the path. So click right here on generate. It's gonna generate the test bench model. This one also takes a while, usually around 1 minute or so. Okay, so this is almost done. It's finished generating, finishing at least. It's loading the test bench file. Here we go. Now it's reusing some files because I generated a test bench file earlier. Okay, so it's generated, completed with a warning. It's a small warning. That's okay. You don't need to delve too much into it. So once it's done, you can close the platform designer window. Now you can go right here back into tools. Then you're gonna click on this one, which says EOS 2 software build tools for Eclipse. So EOS 2 is opening my workspace, but let's say that I wanna I'm on a new workspace, so I'm gonna emulate what happens. So if you're running it for the first time, it's choose a workspace. It defaults to create a workspace somewhere, but you can create another folder and use it as a workspace. That's okay. So I'm not gonna change because I have mine right here. I am gonna delete these two right here so I can emulate a blank workspace. I'm not gonna delete the disk projects, just the projects on the workspace. Okay, so I'm done now. Now the first thing I want to do is go right here into File, click on Import. Then it's gonna show this window. You're gonna go right here into EOS 2 Software Build Tools project. You're gonna import EOS 2 Software Build Tools project. Then you're gonna click right here into Browse on the project location. You can see right here that it did find automatically because I was using it before, but if not, you can just go right here into the repository. On the FPGA folder, you go right here into software, then there's gonna be these two folders. First, you're gonna click on RFID test, click OK, then check this box right here on clean project when importing, give it a name. I usually give it the same name that the folder has, the directory. Then you click right here into finish. And it's gonna import our project. This is useful because when you're working on another machine, you can just import instead of just copying due to some path issues. So right here, you click on import again on file, import. Click the same thing, import EOS 2. Then you go into browse again, and now you're gonna choose the RFID test BSP folder instead. So click OK right here. So it's not gonna say project name must not be empty, so give it the same name as the folder again, the directory. Sorry. So RFID test BSP. clean project when importing, and finish. Now it's finished. Now the first thing you want to do is go right here onto RFID test BSP. You're gonna right click onto it, then Neos2 BSP editor. It's gonna open the Neos2 BSP editor. The font is a little small. So first thing you want to do is check these three standard: the input, the standard in, the standard out, and the standard error. They're all set to the JTAG UART 0. Then you want to go on to these boxes. You're gonna check the enable small c library, enable reduce device driver, and enable sim optimize. Then on this tab right here that says drivers, click on it and make sure the enable small driver box is checked. Once they're all checked, you can go right here on the bottom and click on the generate button. Then it's gonna generate the BSP. It's finished. Now you can exit. Now you can right click on RFID test, click on build project, and as you can see right here, it's building the project. And once it's done, it will show up right here on the side. So you can see right here, this one says run on HDL simulator only. This is the simulator only build. You can check that this worked correctly. If it doesn't say run on HDL simulator only, you probably created a hardware file. So start from the beginning again and make sure that this says run on HDL simulator. Now, since you're running a ModelSim version, you need to go right here into helpers and config. Then you need to make sure right here on line 16 that this mask loopback value, instead of it's not 0 but 1, because you're running it on a simulation version, so it's a loopback version. So then you're gonna close this config. You're gonna go into the file itself. It says right here the main code that's sending packages. Okay, so now you're gonna go into run, then run configurations. Then you're gonna go into Neos2 ModelSim. You're gonna, let me delete this configuration first. It usually can take a while. Sometimes it just breaks. Oh, sorry, Eclipse crashed right here. Let's let the Eclipse 2. Okay, so Eclipse just crashed. Sorry for that. So let's go back right here into Neos2 software builds for Eclipse. Then, okay, so back on this again. So, okay, so I'm gonna clean the project. In this case, I'm just gonna make sure that everything is up to code. Okay, so once again, BSP editor. Let me check if the bugs are checked. Okay, so all bugs are checked. The driver box is also checked. So generate BSP, exit. Then right click on RFID test, build project. Let it finish building. Build is finished. Once again, check that you are run on HDL simulator. Then run configurations. I hope it doesn't crash again. No, it didn't. Okay. So as you can see right here, I don't have a ModelSim configuration. So I right click on this one, then click on new. It's gonna launch a new, it's gonna create a new configuration for me to launch. I can name it whatever I want. It doesn't matter really. Now the project name needs to be RFID test. Make sure that the ELF file is the run on HDL simulator only test file. Make sure that the ModelSim path is directing to your ModelSim. Make sure you also have ModelSim installed. And this is where our test bench that we used previously comes in. You can see right here that it says the path, then FPGA, then TB-SPD. This usually is done automatically, but if not, you can check the paths to see if they were working. Then you're gonna click right here into run. It's gonna launch the configuration, and it takes a little while, but soon enough ModelSim should open. There we go. It's blinking right here, saying that it's launching. So ModelSim is now right here. So it's reading. Let's give it a time. Let's give it some time for it to launch. There we go. Okay, perfect. So once ModelSim is finished, you can go right here, click on this first menu. You can see right here there's RFID Neos TB test bench. There are 4 square nodes. You're gonna click on the first one that says Design Unit RFID Neos RTL. Then you're gonna right click on this one right here on Neos RFID Peripheral, add wave. Then you can see right here that all the signals you're gonna check, all the signals that need to be checked, all the signals, the registers that need to be checked on the simulation are here. So I'm gonna change the run length. It starts on 100 picoseconds, but I'm gonna change it to somewhere around 10 milliseconds because it's around how long it takes to run. Then you're gonna click right here onto restart, keep all of these, then okay, it's gonna restart. The wave should keep the files. If not, just go back right here into RFID peripheral and add to wave again. Then once it's done, you can click right here into run. So you can see on the bottom right here that says now, you can see that it's running. It's running, and you can see right here. So if you want to see the full wave itself, let me just stretch it a bit. Hang on, just so we can take more screen space. Okay, so if you want to see, oh, there we go. We're connecting right here. You can see the reader is showing. We're sending queries. So if you want to zoom out the wave to see everything, you just click right here on this blue glass right here to zoom. You can see right here it says zoom full. It's gonna show the full screen zoom. But if you want to zoom a special segment, you can click on this one that is the plus, then it's zoom in, and it's gonna zoom in or zoom out. This one right here. You can also click right here to see every segment. You can slide it across, just like ModelSim works normally. Okay, and that's it. That's how you run the simulation on ModelSim.